Is Leody Taveras the odd man out in the Texas Rangers outfield? While the Rangers envision a big three outfield of Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, and Adolis García in 2025, does Leody Taveras still have a fit in Texas, or will he be traded elsewhere? The Texas Rangers came into the season with what they envisioned a clear-cut layout of their everyday outfield: Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, and Adolis García. As we all know in baseball, it is never that written in stone. Slumps happen, injuries happen, trades happen. That's why teams have to be prepared for every scenario. One fixture of the Rangers outfield over the last 5 seasons has been switch-hitting Leody Taveras. Over that time, he has been the recipient of mixed messages ranging in support to harsh criticism. Taking all that into account, it makes sense as the Rangers are exploring their options, which includes receiving calls from teams expressing interest in the 28-year-old outfielder. Although, according to Evan Grant, he does mention there is no indication the team is shopping Taveras. It begs the question, is Leody Taveras the odd man out in the outfield? My immediate gut says absolutely not. But let's dive into this further. Like I mentioned earlier, 162 games is a long season, and every team deals with setbacks throughout the year. Just because the Rangers are going into the season with a set 3 in the outfield doesn't mean those guys will never need a day off or suffer an injury. Taveras' value goes beyond the stat line. He's a fixture for the team, and despite some frustrations about his play, he has shown in the past that he is capable to be among the better outfielders in this league. Look at the impact he made at the height of the 2023 season. In the first half of this season, Taveras slashed .295, .339, .473 with an .812 OPS, 10 home runs, 40 RBIs, and 9 stolen bases in just 275 at-bats. Most impressive of all is 7 home runs in June. With that also comes the bad. In 151 games last season, Taveras struggled mightily at the plate, recording a batting run value of -15, which was among the bottom 6% in the league. Despite the critics and the occasional misplay in the outfield frustrated fans, Taveras' fielding value was among the best in the league, finishing the year with 5 outs above average and in the 91st percentile for arm strength. Given that tidbit of information now, it's a bit easier to see how my immediate gut reaction could turn into a no when presented with the stats. It's fair we look at the full picture to be giving a definitive answer. At this point, he's a veteran presence and likely the longest tenure Ranger on the roster after Jose Leclerc departed in free agency. Then, of course, there's the uncertainty of Carter, who only played 45 games due to a lingering back issue. Taveras isn't a player that it's easy to part ways with, given his history with the team and the potential he provides, either in an everyday starting role or stepping up as a part-time outfielder when needed. I'd say based on what we've seen, his high can be, the low is easier to navigate, which makes keeping him in a Texas uniform a positive. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. Do you think we're going to keep Leody Taveras, or is it time to ship him out? And now we're going to take a look at 3 Rangers who are hoping for a breakout season in 2025. It's an organized effort to win at the big league level. It takes contributions from everyone, especially the players on the field, to achieve the ultimate goal of winning a World Series. This year it will be no different. Matter of fact, at some point the Texas Rangers will call on any player at their disposal to get them through some portion of the season, whether it's a long stretch of games with no off days or an injury. Those times present opportunities to players that are finally ready to make some waves in the sport. Some even need these chances to show that despite the slow start to their professional career, they have the talent to be a major league caliber player. Several players come to mind. For the Rangers, these 3 are most in need of a breakout year. Starting off with Justin Foscue. The Rangers' first-round pick in 2020 from Mississippi State only just made his MLB debut last April, but didn't really show a lot of positives. Foscue played in 2 games after being called up in April, then was sidelined until late July after suffering a left oblique strain. When he returned, he seemed to be lost at the plate, striking out 18 times, finishing the season 0 for 36 in his last 12 games. Ended the year hitting .048, .091, .071 with 2 hits and 18 strikeouts and 42 at-bats. Not the best showing, but still a bit excusable for a young player getting his first taste of the major leagues. The challenge for Foscue is whether or not he will get chances to prove himself. The team is built to win now thanks to a strong combo of young and veteran players that have a consistent everyday place in the lineup, and he's not one of those players. Therefore, Foscue will likely have to prove himself by staying consistent in the minor leagues and absolutely maximizing on his limited chances with the big league club. But sometimes that is not enough, so it'll be a steep climb for Foscue. And Robert Garcia. For those asking, who's Robert Garcia? He's the 28-year-old lefty the Rangers acquired in a December trade, sending fan favorite Nathaniel Lowe to the Washington Nationals. I feel as putting him on this list is a bit unfair because most of the reason he needs a breakout season is due to the player he was traded for. However, putting him on this list is not totally unreasonable when you look at his career numbers. Originally drafted by the Royals, Garcia was selected by the Miami Marlins in the Rule 5 draft ahead of the 2022 season. After 36.2 innings in AAA to start the 2023 season, he made his major league debut. A month later, was claimed on waivers by the Nationals. In 97 career games, Garcia has a 5.8 record, 4.03 ERA, 108 strikeouts, and a 119 WHIP. While those numbers aren't popping off the page, Garcia's StatCast metrics is he's great at limiting hard contact, getting batters to swing and miss and chase pitches. Him breaking out sure would give him a lot of confidence, but would also help ease the fan sorrows of losing Lowe to the Nationals. And then, number 3, we have Cole Winn. Anyone on the roster needs a positive season, it's Cole Winn. His fellow Rangers 2018 draft pick Owen White was already traded to the Reds earlier this offseason after putting up a career 16.71 ERA in only 5 games. When it comes to Winn, we are still talking about a smaller sample size, only 13 games, but he wants to show his worth to the organization as they plan for the future. If all goes well to plan, we can envision Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter being leaders of the rotation, and it's safe to say that Winn wants to be the next guy up. Texas definitely doesn't need to see Cy Young caliber numbers from Winn in 2025. They would love to see consistent improvement as the season progresses. In his small sample size, he didn't get to display his 4-pitch mix and how effective it is in retiring batters. As long as Winn puts trust in his stuff, progresses throughout the year, and becomes a pitcher the team can rely on to give innings when called on to pitch, he'll be in good shape. And now, we're going to take a look at the new catching duo that will drive success for both players. The offseason addition of Kyle Higashioka means he will share catching duties with Jonah Heim. And here is why it will lead to promising results from both backstops in the upcoming season. Last year was a less than ideal season for Texas Rangers catcher Jonah Heim. His production on both sides of the ball took a turn for the worst, which caused a lot of people to wonder and even begin to doubt how much Heim would contribute to this team long term. Not to say the Rangers front office felt the same way, but they did make a big decision this winter to set them up in a place where they won't be caught flat-footed if Heim doesn't turn the corner in 2025. The Rangers added Kyle Higashioka on December 2nd, signing him to a 2-year deal with a 3rd-year mutual option. Higashioka is quite familiar to the backup role, having split time with various catchers at San Diego and New York over the years. Despite the dip in batting average last season, his 2024 campaign was a breakout power year for him, hitting a career-high 17 home runs and 74 RBIs, while posting a .476 slugging percentage. Right after the signing became official, Rangers GM told reporters that Heim and Higashioka will have even playing time going into the season. It may seem to be a demotion for Heim, which has played in 389 games over the last 3 seasons, 6 most in MLB. However, that's the exact reason why he's likely to embrace a change in pace to give him consistent rest, maximize his results, and gain confidence. Although his playing time was on par with the season prior, 131 games, the production across the board suffered. I'd venture to guess his wild schedule in 2023, playing all the way into November due to the World Series, he found himself exhausted a bit quicker than usual last year. 2023, Heim was one of the best catchers in the league, ranking the 97th percentile in framing, and 89th percentile in caught stealing, above average. Last season, those same categories dipped to 46th and 2nd percentiles respectively. In November, Heim said in an MLB.com story that the struggle was more mental than physical. While he didn't believe the workload led to his struggles, he did feel some pressure being lifted off his shoulders when the Rangers acquired Carson Kelly at the trade deadline, and the two of them begun splitting catching duties down the stretch. During the offseason, his focus was centered on getting his swing back into a comfortable spot and regaining confidence in his ability to be successful at the plate. I am sure Heim loved seeing the Rangers sign Higashioka a few weeks later. The Rangers will be able to rely on Higashioka to get the job done, to provide an extra level of comfort and versatility. A guy like that in your corner who works hard day to day, goes out of his way to connect with the pitching staff, and shares the workload, that's a level of confidence that is invaluable. And then our next topic, the Rangers announced that Elvis Andrus will be inducted into the Rangers Hall of Fame on June 28th. Texas Rangers announced today that Elvis Andrus will be inducted into the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame in a ceremony that's taking place on June 28th, prior to that day's game against the Seattle Mariners. Elvis being enshrined in the Team Hall of Fame was always a matter of when, not if. Acquired in the Max Teixeira trade from the Braves, Elvis became the team's starting shortstop in 2009 when he finished second in the Rookie of the Year balloting and held that role until he was traded to Oakland after the 2020 season. Elvis played for the A's and White Sox from 2021 to 2023, then officially retired as a Ranger in September of last year. Elvis was announced as part of the Rangers Sports Network's broadcast team this season as an analyst on the pre- and post-game shows. Pleasant news for those of us who want Elvis to stay around and be part of the Rangers organization forevermore. And now, on to the next topic. The Rangers re-signed Cubs roster casualty from the Ryan Presley trade on a minor league deal. Everybody loves a good reunion in baseball, so when the Texas Rangers and Matt Vesta reunited once more on Wednesday, the crowd undoubtedly went wild. Vesta has bounced around a bit over the years, but he spent the 2024 campaign in both the Mets and Rangers organizations. He was traded from the Rangers to the Cubs just under a month ago, but he quickly lost his hold on a 40-man roster spot in Chicago. Once the Cubs swung a trade to acquire closer Ryan Presley from the Houston Astros, Vesta was the player that lost his roster spot. The trip through the waivers that resulted in him testing the open market found him making his way right back to the Rangers where he belongs. Vesta has racked up over 100 big league appearances since first debuting back in 2018, but only 18 of those have come in a Rangers uniform. In each of the 4 years, he's pitched in 20 or more innings and put on ERAs north of 4, as well as an ERA plus well below 100, which is considered a league average. Since Vesta's new deal with Texas is of the minor league variety, the club is able to stash him at AAA to open the 2025 season. In 33 minor league appearances last year, he had a .270 ERA with 10.8 strikes per 9 innings. If nothing else, he'll once again be a valuable veteran presence that can help complete AAA Round Rock's bullpen. However, he's out of option, so once the Rangers bring him back up to the big leagues, he can freely be sent back down. And with that, give us your thoughts on the topics we covered in the comment section below, and give us a thumbs up if you like our video. Hit that subscribe button down below, hit the bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And of course, you can support the channel. Buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TTRangers. Your support helps the channel grow, create our equipment, bring new hosts, be able to pay them, and hopefully one day take this show on the road. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you next time.